What is going on, Boom Beach? It is the weekend, and you know what that means. It means you gotta jump into that shop, scroll to the right, and make sure you've got code ZMOT in your supporting section. Little bit of video trickery, I gotcha. Anyways, Squad Busters, great new Supercell game, playing a bunch of that, but we are gonna focus all about Boom Beach. Now, unless you've been living under a rock, you are well aware there is a new update available. Headquarters level 26. There are a bunch of new awesome things involved. Now, I've covered all of these things in other videos. One thing I have not shown you is a bug that one of you reported in my comments. Love, love, love it when that happens. The bunker is, there's a neat little bug that I'm going to show you right here. And this is it. So when a bunker has troops in it, you don't have to kill the troops that are inside, but you do have to kill the bunker. I'm like 94% sure. I also noticed that if you have sound on, that every time the bunker dies, there's like a scream. So I don't know if it's my artillery killing the troops or what, but if you drop Dr. Kevy Kavan and click that second wind button, you can actually look at, there's a Zuka, there's a Laser Ranger, there's a Cryoneer in there. So very, very, very interesting. Basically bringing back troops from inside the bunker. Now, I have not been able to find any players with a bunker on their base. I literally went through every single one of these bases that I've got out here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, like 20-ish bases. I could probably figure it out from there. But it's crazy. There are like basically 0 people with higher than level 1 bunkers. And I am super stoked about that. It means you guys are focusing on upgrading your landing crafts, your gunboat, your armory, your headquarters. That is great, great news. Or you're just not quite at headquarters level 26 level yet, obviously. Now, Intel is absolutely silly at the second. Obviously, it is the Mega Crab, but they did boost that bank. So that is going to be super, super handy for many, many task forces. I will show you an operation attack on this task force. But first, I wanted to show you this right about here. The Boom Beach ZMOT Super Fan Bundle. A couple videos ago, I tried to give this away. I drew some names, these 2 names right here, and neither of them reached out. So I don't know if that's a sad trombone or a happy moment. For those 2, definitely sad. But for anyone else, I am now in this video gonna give away that Boom Beach plushie. Thought I wasn't gonna have any left to give away. Somebody missed the boat, and so as a result, Boom Beach swag coming your way. But first, I gotta show you my favorite new troop combo. I say new troop combo, but really all it is the exact same troop combo with 1 extra Laser Ranger. This is how I cleared my map yesterday. It is ridiculously fun. Speaking of ridiculously fun, the Hasty Mega Crab with troop speed boost plus 3 times mode is beyond awesome. I know that doesn't look like it because I'm on stage 1 on this account, but we won't have any Mega Crab in this video, but just know that it is ridiculously fun and silly. So, moving on forwards, I am going to get rid of Kevy Kavan. We're going to use Brick, and I have been hitting all of the bases using these Laser Rangers. I hope this goes according to plan. No scout. Of course, they've got a central base, which is slightly less optimal. And just full on all Laser Ranger ridiculousness. I highly do recommend giving this a go. It does take a little bit of skill. Definitely smoking these ladies slightly harder than smoking Zukas because they do run a little bit faster. Also, quick note that they do spread a bit more, so you need to be a little bit cautious. But we are going to throw an extra flare. We're going to get all of our ladies back to there. And then, of course, I don't know, like, we've historically called the Zuka that doesn't want to be part of the group Heather. Don't entirely know what that's going to equate to as far as... Oh, good. Likely spam. That's great. Thank you very much for that. And then just absolutely burning through everything. This is my favorite part. Definitely not going super well. I'm going to blame that phone call. But overall, just absolutely melting all of the things. And with Zukas, the headquarters pops, and that's about it. With Laser Rangers, definitely get a little bit more fun involved watching all of the buildings blow up and all that extra GBE in behind as well. So, it obviously works better when you're full boosted. We lost a couple of those Laser Rangers, and losing them is very expensive on the gold, as you can see there. But do give it a shot if you want to mix things up a little bit. Now, one other note, I had a lot of questions from you asking how the heck people get all the way to the end of the Boom Pass. Now, that isn't possible without diamonds. So what happens is, on day one, there are a bunch of people who just want that pass, want to get that headquarters skin, so they jump all the way forward to here on day one. And then they use their missions, and before there were only like 4 different chests after the headquarters skin. Tried to explain this in my comments, couldn't get the point across, but just imagine you start day one here, and then you add all of these completed missions on top of it. That's how you get to the very end of the tree. You can't diamond past here, so you have to diamond to here in order to get those chests. Hopefully that makes sense. Definitely not required. In Season 1 of the Boom Pass, I diamond finished all the way to here, and then with 26 days left, I had no rewards left. I know other players out there did the same thing. They're not trying to incentivize diamond finishing to the end. They're just trying to give it so that there's something there, and Brawl Stars does that, or did that a little bit differently, where they just had one chest at the end and you could keep refreshing it over and over again, which might have been a little bit more clear perhaps, but hopefully that explains it to those of you out there who have been asking. I am going to do one more of those hits simply because that was fairly terrible. I'm going to blame that spam phone call, and we'll just go down here and attack this person, hoping that they have a bunker. Of course, they don't have a bunker. You might notice from my attacks that I tend to go right more often than not. I do love me some right hand droppage. Also notice that I am dropping those flags in a straight line. That is so helpful as far as getting your troops skinny, getting them underneath those 2 smokes, and I highly recommend you give it a go. Even if you don't use these troops, they work. That strategy works for Heavy Zuka, it works for Warriors, it works for many things. We're gonna don't need to throw an extra flare this time. Throwing the critters out, getting a shock out, getting even more shocks out here, and then just clearing all of the mines using our good friends, the critters. Now, I'm not sure what I even need to shock because things are going fairly well. Like, look how good this is. This is absolutely insane. It's Smoky Zukas, but with Laser Rangers, and instead of just blowing up the core, you end up blowing up all the buildings around it. So I really do like this strategy, and if you can smoke Laser Rangers, you can definitely smoke Zukas. So very fun, and this update for me so far has been great. As you can see here, I've got lots and lots of upgrades done, did all of the landing crafts, did the gunboat, managed to get Brick up to level 25. We've got Bullet up to level 12. Now we just need to get into that trader and get me some of those hero tokens. We are 100 and... what is that? 109 or something like that short? What does it cost? 256, something like that. So Taunt, if you have a look at Taunt, damage per hit going down to half. That is bonkers. Absolutely awesome. That is going to make a big deal to keep Bullet alive. Him taking half the damage, Taunt already making things silly. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pause. You'll just blink and suddenly we will have spent many trader tickets. I don't know how many I spent. I had this image after I said you'll blink. I had someone going like, I ain't blinking, Zed. I'm keeping my eyes open. These are the things that go through my head. Anyways, we now have 256. We can get Bullet's taunt started. I highly recommend upgrading Bullet before you upgrade Brick. Yes, I use Brick more, generally speaking, but no one cares about Iron Will. Maybe that Iron Will make a difference one day on warships if they ever port that over, but Bullet's taunt will make a big deal for you. Now, I've rambled a little bit here. We need to get in, and I am going to focus for a second on these remaining missions. Now, I'm never going to finish this one. So we're going to pin all of these things before that dive because I don't want to see that dive. Seeing that dive makes me a little bit grumpy because there's no possible way that most people can get that one done. Do let me know if you did get it done, but we are going to try to win with Captain Everspark, win with Warrior only. Actually, you know what? Let's go Everspark and tanks. Does tank only? I wonder if you're allowed to. Again, I should know these things, but we're gonna just quickly go something like this, and we're gonna fly through these things trying to get a couple of those missions done. Do let me know if you're done all of your missions. Would love to hear that, especially that dive one. That dive one bugs me a little bit. Reminder, next season you will be able to swap out missions. I definitely would have swapped that one out given the opportunity, but we gotta wait till, are we already on season 3 of the Boom Pass to do that? So we're going to drop those tanks. Doesn't say you actually have to use the tanks, just get those tanks out there, moving the Boom Pass forward. Now, as far as how the heck you're going to win that prize, if you want to win that Boom Beach plushie, what you need to do is send me a comment. Tell me which features or feature is your favorite of this new update. Also, let me know which part you don't like about this new update. And for an extra bonus, let me know what you want to see in future updates. So you could potentially get 3 entries into that draw, I do suppose. I would love it if you guys use the numbered list, 1.2.3. That is probably too much. It really does make replying so much easier on my part. That way I don't have to write out a huge paragraph. I can just reply to your individual numbers. Super helpful. But again, don't really care. I'm not going to tell you how to write a comment. We are flying through these missions, flying through these stages. Need to get 2 more with tanks. Also note that we picked up that deploy few troops and win. Quick also note that you have to drop the troops before the headquarters explodes or you don't get credit for it. I made that mistake very early on. We are just going to put this on 3 times mode. Getting that down without having to go past those. I'm guessing that person had their base set up for Hammerman Fleet. We got rid of the tanks. That is fantastic. You see how often I use tanks. It is not terribly often, but tanks with new 5 boats of grenadiers is super great. We're going to win with Private Bullet. We're going to win with Warriors only. This is going to be a simple test here. Again, I love what this Boom Pass has brought to Boom Beach. It has done many good things, and one of the things that I need to fix right about now is the fact that I have all of those ridiculously high resources. Now, I kind of like leaving my base full of resources because it forces people to want to attack my base. Quick note, do not attack PvP bases during the Mega Crab. It is a bad idea. You're just wasting resources you could use for upgrades next week. Where are we here? We got 10 warriors per boat. That is super awesome. Switching gears a tiny bit, wanted to give a shout out to Silverchair Rocks, the Boom Beach player. His Oilers frog stomped the Kings. Canucks playing tonight. Really hope we can crush those Mustard Tigers. We need to upgrade something. What is next in that light bulb? Sawmill, don't care about. Residents, kind of useful actually. The residents actually becoming a little bit more useful because of that gold coming in from those bunkers, taking it away. You see that I can't quite get, if I wanted to put, say for example, 2 laser rangers in there, just don't have the gold for it. So I am going to go out on a limb here and upgrade that residence. Strange upgrade perhaps, questionable upgrade perhaps, but I am getting all sorts of value out of that. We are also going to use that attack plan to get my barrage getting upgraded. I tell you guys this all the time, but barrage and upgrade are probably one of your first upgrades you should consider, simply because of the fact that it does benefit every single troop combo. Now that I've got artillery and barrage upgraded, I'm going to go for Zookas. I use them a lot, and there goes all of those gold reserves, and we still have, 3 attack plans and 6 building blueprints. So I am not going to use a blueprint on a residence. That just seems like a waste. I'm probably going to have way too many of these things, but just using them on a residence just seems absolutely silly. Warriors only. I love me some warriors. My map, by the way, the thing that I love most about this, check out the intel numbers in the task force. Like 300, 300, 300, 200, 200, all sorts of people. Like, for example, Orion has 246 intel. This is a player who was not playing main base until last week. He is primarily a warships player, loving seeing all of these people clearing their maps because A, that intel is higher, and B, because they want to get their headquarters upgraded or their bunker upgraded or whatever the heck it may be. Bringing life to Boom Beach. Also, have had a number of you who have said, oh, I retired from Boom Beach last year, I'm coming back. Love it. And again, I talked about that straight line, doing all sorts of good things. I am going to lose a couple troops here, using ground flares for warriors, super clutch, getting them all onto that headquarters now. And Bullet is going to taunt many things. I think both those shock launchers, actually. We're going to throw that back there, and this, and we're just going to throw medkits on all of the things. Down goes the headquarters. What is that? Like 11% faster, something like that. Having an extra warrior in all of the boats is so good. Headquarters level 26 doesn't just mean one more rifle in your boats, people. Not one more warrior, one more laser ranger, and if you haven't seen it yet, do consider throwing a Zooka into your boats. That last lady is in danger. Like, you should not be standing there. Any bump and you are falling out of that boat. Also note that we did not get that win with warriors only. Can't bring Bullet. So I did show a replay yesterday where the person did not bring a hero. Is that down here somewhere possibly? Right about there? Guessing that person was working on that mission. Loved to tie those two things together. I wanted to give a shout out to Schwooms. If we watch their hit, they clearly are not trying to take my base down. They are saying hello. So there is I never actually saw that replay. I watched the different one up here where they send the smiley face. Schwooms, if you're out there, please do attack my base. Take it down. Don't skip me. By all means, do take it down, pretty please. Also, would love to see how you interact with those bunkers. Have not seen much. You can see that people with Scorchers and Bullet, what is that boost? Let's just check their boost quickly. Yeah, they have 234. They are basically full boost, probably coming in with Bullet and Scorchers. And yes, our bunkers are slowing down their Scorchers for like half a second, but overall just not doing a heck of a lot. Speaking of troops you probably want to upgrade in that armory, those Scorchers have to be very high on that list. Most expensive upgrade in there is the Grenadiers. That's a little bit surprising. I thought for sure that Scorchers or Mechs or something would be more expensive, but whatever. It's just gold, people. Okay, mixing in all of the things. Season 61 of Warship starts in a couple days. Do keep your eyes peeled. Consider subscribing. Sneak peek coming soon. I can't say when or how, but just know that it is in developments, and Season 61's got some good stuff. So I am going to jump in. I'm going to attack Deja Vu. You might have seen me attack this before, in which case you might... No, I'm not going to make the joke. Anyways, we are going to walk our troops to that back core. We're going to blow up that back core. Then I'm going to try to hack these 2 rockets using Everspark. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of microwavers on the walk back. Thankfully, there are no CMOs, but I'm going to try to flare into this neighborhood right about by this back power cell, which should outrange all of those microwavers, which I can't seem to click on for some reason. Then we're going to try to double hack these things. Should also possibly outrange that microwaver. It's going to be very, very close, though. Also might be very short on GBE. We're probably going to lose some troops to that mortar if we're not careful. That line on shore, talked about this in many, many videos, but that line right there on the shore is where our troops are going to disembark, so it's going to be very close. I'm going to be overly cautious. Probably don't need to duck that mortar, but we're going to do it just to be super, super careful. And probably lose a couple Zukas to that boom cannon as a result. Rather lose 1 or 2 to the boom cannon than like 50 to that mortar. Then we're going to walk around that corner very, very closely and then get wide and destroy all of this stuff, get some extra GBE, and hopefully burn that core. And if not burning the core, at least get it down to a very, very low level. We don't have any powder to spend. This task force is Boggers United. I am a guest here of the leader. The leader is Badfee. I don't know. I can't find her off the top of my head. There she is. Love the fact that she lets me hit the hardest operation in the game unboosted. So here goes nothing. They say there's going to be 5 more hits, hoping to turn that into more like 3. We don't need to worry about that right-hand shore. Nothing over there. We're going to start dropping our troops out wide. That's going to give them the slightest opportunity to get super low. And again, you see that we are slightly below that line, but I'd rather lose 2 troops to that boom cannon like we talked about. Now we're super low below the rocket launchers and below that mortar. Definitely wasting a couple seconds in the process, but just because we need so much damage and because we are unboosted on duplexity, I tend to go a little bit extra cautious. And now we are going to flare to that far side. We're going to barrage as many of those boom mines as we can possibly cover. And the fact that we have not used any of our smokes is going to very much help get Everspark back here. And we're going to mark those 2 rocket launchers. That way we know for darn certain that if we flare the far rocket launcher, Everspark's going to do a double hack and hopefully get all of the things. Bunch of these Zukas are going to get onto the core. A bunch of these Zukas are also going to get onto that microwaver bit by stinking little bit, trying to use as few of our troops as we can to die and getting the rest moving forwards on that engine room, also known as a power core, and onto those other buildings, getting us a little bit of extra GBE, not caring about that mine. By the way, I've not checked how much damage the mines do versus the new higher level Zukas. I assume we can hit a mine without troop health, but getting a little bit of lucky here because I do have the troop healths. Zukas are on that core. Now we just need to watch the clock. We are going to walk all the way back along that back path, hitting a couple of these mines in the process. I'm tempted to clear them, but at the same time, I don't want to waste GB. You know what? Let's clear them. We're going to clear these ones right here, hoping to get 6 of them. Did decent. That is going to be better than having to use a med kit, I think. And now just clearing all of the stuff around the core, not wasting our GBE on a flare because we are not going to get this thing down. Definitely helping out the next attacker, and doing 2 jobs maybe was a bad idea, but as long as we can get that back rocket launcher, should be in good shape. I'm going to start walking pretty darn soon, to be honest. I don't really care about getting all of the damage if we can't get that back hack. So I am going to throw my flare first and foremost. Then we're going to drop Everspark. That way we don't have to worry about getting her out and making sure she goes to the right spot. And of course, she's going to hit all of the mines, and I had the absolute wrong path laid out for her. But we should still get her back there with a decent amount of time, avoiding all of the boom mines, avoiding all of the microwavers, and we are going to need a new flare in about now. Again, trying to keep her walking and getting right about there. Now we're going to hang out here for a second or two. There we go. And now I am going to press the hack button. I'm going to flare about now. She's going to pop out. Things are going to shoot her in the face, or at least try to, and there's the double hack, getting all of the things. And now we're going to throw some critters back there, just making gosh darn sure that our attack doesn't end, and did not get full value out of those double hacks, unfortunately. But on the plus side, did get those rockets fairly low health. So I'm going to call that mostly a success. Anytime I can show a duplexity hit, I really, really do enjoy it because it's a completely different game than Forlorn Hope or lower. And the myth jumps right in. No delay, no waiting, no scouting, just in they go. So lots and lots of good things happening on Boom Beach at the moment. Lots of excitement, lots of hype. Would love to see another Dr. T commercial or something like that. But my general feeling is that we won't see any advertising until they fix those low headquarters matchmaking issues. And I'm not sure if those are obvious to you or not, but the game has changed. Like back in, what was that? 2014 when Boom Beach first came out. We'll do one more Operation Attack while I ramble, then we'll call it a day. Back in the day, games were, you kind of put them down, and now they don't want you to put their game down. So right about now, when you get to headquarters level 4, 5, 6, 7, somewhere in that neighborhood, the game takes a long time, and I think they need to fix that. Ooh, circuit board. I love circuit board. Hopefully no one attacks that. As Clarky jumps on in, circuit board. This is all about the Laser Rangers. We can have a lot bit of fun here. I am going to get rid of the heavies, even though I love that skin. By the way, I wish they would show it on this page right here. But how close are we to that medic skin? We got to be getting pretty darn close. Come on, people. Get those Squad Busters pre-registrations in. Let's unlock Elton John and let the Piano Man do his thing. We're going to bring some mechs. We're going to bring Dr. Bullet back over here with his green drink. Who knows? I'd love to get the recipe for that. Boom Beach Socials team, there is an option for you. Get us the green drink recipe. I guess it doesn't even have to be green for that matter. Rocket launchers don't quite range. That's going to be very close to ranging. What? I don't think we need to use. Again, lines on shore are so helpful for you. Please, please, please do let me know if you don't know how these things work. There is a giant cheat code for you. Up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, select, start. I guess if you played by yourself, it's just start, no select button, but you get my drift. We're going to get back into this corner. That way our mechs will be out front. Shocking there, and finally shocking over here. Getting all of those critters out, getting the Laser Rangers going, and I don't actually know if we'll be able to pull this off or not. It's going to be touch and go, but Bullet is out front. These bottom rocket launchers making things a little bit more difficult than I would have liked. also need to keep shocking those gosh darn critter launchers. They absolutely changed things as well. But it looks like we should be fairly good. Just got to keep those boom cannons from wrecking our mechs. And just like that, down goes circuit board unboosted on dead end. I love me some setup attacks, but I do like that I can show you a solo here and there as well. And I know there are different ways to do these attacks, but I am all about switching things up a little bit, taking a little bit of different spin on operation attacks, and having a lot more fun in the process. So do make sure you comment. Give me that comment. I'll give you the prize. This is the prize you're after. Those are the guys that didn't claim it. Let me know what your favorite part of this update is. Let me know what your least favorite part of this update is. And let me know what you want to see in the next update to come. We got a couple more missions. You've got a couple days to finish off all of your missions. This account not gonna get there, not even close. But on the plus side, this one does not have those premium rewards. Now, quick note before we go any further. This was a bit confusing to some people. You spend the diamonds. That is to get your bar to move to this point. It is not to unlock this reward. So, a little bit of confusion there. They probably should move this diamond thing down to there just to make things a little bit more clear. At least one of you spent the diamonds to try to get that extra sculptor slot or the extra build time, not getting it, and was a little bit confused. So I wanted to get that out there. I've covered a lot this week on the new update. There will be some new warships features in the sneak peek tomorrow. They were also in the sneak peek of update headquarters level 26. So go back and check it, or check out my sneak peek for warships whenever that happens to go live. I think I said tomorrow, but I don't even know if that's the right day. So ignore that bit. Blah, 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 Zed. Anyways, comment, like, share, subscribe, all of those things. Most importantly, thank you for coming in. Go Canucks, go. And I'm Zedmont. Thanks for coming in. Peace.